What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? This is Asher Goldsby with JJW Res, the first conscious real estate company. And this has been a year in the making. Actually, it's February 13th of 2017. It's just been ruminating in my mind, and I've just been coming with ideas on how I can evolve the real estate industry, and specifically the residential real estate industry. And so I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about me. Where does JJW even come from? The meaning of res, and just everything, so you guys can trust me to provide you guys with the service. So if I feel that you guys know me, then you guys know where everything is coming from. So I start from the very beginning, y'all. When I was young, I was skinny, not really fit, none of that. And my mom and my stepfather, they didn't really believe in me at all. So, and so it kind of messed me up as a child growing up. And then moving on forward, my father, he I only saw him about once a month. I didn't get to see my dad a whole lot. And so that right there started to breed anger and hurt and insecurities. So I grew up really insecure. And then I joined the Navy. So now, and with all that too, is that when I was younger, my parents, they used to argue a lot. Like my mother, my stepfather, they used to always argue a lot. And so, moving on forward, and I joined the Navy. And then while I was in the Navy, everything was going good. And I get a call saying, hey, Ashley, you need to show up to to see your chief. And I was like, okay, cool. So then I go over there, and come to find out, my father passed away. And my mother called me. She told me that my father passed away. And what made it even worse was that the day before, he called me, and just like a lot of y'all, like, look, Dad, I'll be right. I'll call you right back, right? I didn't pick up that phone call. So that really messed me up. And then I started to have a lot of emotional issues. I'm gonna be real, man. I'm gonna keep it 100 so you guys can feel like you guys can trust me. Prior to my exit out of the Navy, I was homicidal, and I was also suicidal. And it just really messed me up, and I was just so depressed. And then I got out of the Navy. They kicked me out because I got in trouble, and they kicked me out. And at that point, I feel like I lost my purpose in life, because my purpose was to protect the Constitution of the United States and to protect you, the citizens of this phenomenal country. And I lost that, and I lost all purpose. And so I was living out of my truck. And then to get back to California, I had to pack up all my stuff, and I drove to California on an interview for a job. So then fast forward, now I have the job, everything's good. And then out of nowhere, I get that call, right? That late text, right? Because your brother wasn't wearing a latex. So otherwise I got a call, hey, I'm pregnant. So that just completely changed everything. So I had a beautiful baby boy by the name of Grayson Javon Charles. Actually, going to our brand at the very bottom of that baby, that's my son. So I love my son so much, but I'm just going to be straight up. The first, I would say, the first 2 years of my son's life, the 9 months of the pregnancy, and in the first year, I couldn't even call myself a father, y'all. I was the worst father imaginable. I was very mean and abrasive towards his mother for really no reason. There are a couple things that happened. It wasn't always, just me. But the point being is I wasn't the father that I should have been that first year. I should have respected the mother. And that all stems from my issues of growing up as a child and seeing and being either directly or indirectly affected by domestic violence or sexual abuse. So I've been directly or indirectly affected by both. So now moving forward, and then I got put on child support, or actually I put myself on child support so I can be in my son's life. And that financial strain caused me to be homeless for a little under 2 years. And the longest stretch I was homeless, living out of my car, was for an entire year. And which is funny because that's where that's where the idea of Res came about. A lot of people who knew me at Keller Williams Palos Verdes never knew I was homeless. So now you guys know I was homeless when I was with y'all. So now in my car, I found motivational speeches and the power of mindset. And it all stemmed from a bad breakup that I had. A woman that I told myself I was going to marry her. I just knew it. I said, I'm going to marry you. And it just didn't work. So either way, now moving forward, the idea of Res came about, and it was going. I was loving it. I was in the process, and right when I first started getting the prototype of the website design up, I met this beautiful woman. She believed in me. She took me in when I was homeless and I had nothing going on. She took me in and she just believed in me. And then my mouth. And so it was once again, right? I just disrespected my son's mother, and then I ended up disrespecting my girlfriend at the time. And this wasn't, this was just, this wasn't physical abuse, right? I've never been physically abusive, but it was just verbal, right? I would just put you down, and so either way, me and her broke up, and it was a bad breakup. It was probably one of the worst breakups I've ever had, and between that and my son's mother threatening to put me back on child support because I was taken off for a quick second, she threatened to put me back on child support, and when she put me back on when she threatened to put me back on child support, and I lost the time that I developed with my son, because at one point I had to go pay someone to go see my son or to watch me with my son. So either way, now, so I lost my son, I lost my girlfriend, and I lost the apartment that we was living in. So I was back in my car, and then here's my son's mother threatening to put me back on child support, and I just snapped. I checked myself into the hospital for suicidal thoughts, and then I came home back to my mom's house because I forgot my bag, and my mom, she came up to me and she told me something. She was like, Asher, because the idea of resolution, which is the real estate solution, was just a solution for real estate. And then I said, I kind of want to do, maybe a solution for domestic violence, but I don't know. And so my mother, she was, she's a Christian. And so she was just, like, you've been calling this res for a reason. And the reason why was because it was a restoration of the mind and the soul. And through that process, I learned a lot about my family history. And when I was seeking help from a psychologist, she told me that anger is something that you're predispositioned to have if your family also had it. And so it really impacted me. And so I decided that I wanted to diminish or just completely just find a way to lower the amount of domestic violence cases, because it's just a huge, because I've been affected by it my whole entire life, and now, you know, I come before you saying that I'm healed, right? I'm no longer verbally abusive, and I just want to show you guys how I did it. So that's my big purpose of what I want this all to solve, is I want to end domestic violence, homelessness, inadequate housing, and emotional neglect, because I don't want people to have to go through what I had to go through growing up. So that is my life story in about 10 minutes. So there's going to be a lot more blogs explaining the product, but I just wanted you guys to have a feel and to get to know me as the kid who was broken but found healing, and now is this man that you guys see before you. So once again, my name is Asher Goesby with JJW Res. So now I know you guys are probably wondering, what does JJW Res actually stand for? This is exactly what it stands for. So J, Jonathan Goesby, that's my father. The other J, it is my son's middle name, Jovan, and my mother's name, Wandra. So JJW is just my family, and RES stands for Real Estate Soul. Now, in another video, I'm going to explain exactly how the Real Estate Soul actually came to be. All right, God bless. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.